So you will love this. If you heard this, I feel bad because it's precious. My son and I were doing a fundraising event for PragerU in Michigan just a couple of months ago, and I mentioned this transparent line in my talk because I aspire to be transparent. He gets up, he goes, before anything else, I'd just like to share with you that growing up with a transparent was a challenge. Good one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very good one.
Yeah, I thought you'd appreciate it. So they want to put out, the New York Times wants to have the government put out very gruesome deaths of people from COVID to scare people into masks. What's your take?
Well, if first off, would you like the government to be a propaganda machine? Because it's essentially propaganda. Mm-hmm. It is. I mean, you could do the same thing about airplane crashes or moped crashes. I mean, you could choose. It's like we always say, smoking, 50,000 people die of secondhand smoke every year when no one dies of secondhand smoke. I think you're in very dangerous waters when you've lost the people. So I say to all, I work with a bunch of young guys at my podcast, and I say to all those guys, if you heard something on CNN 5 years ago, what would you have thought? And they go, I just believe that's what happened. I said, now if you hear something on CNN, what do you think? And they go,
Is that right?
Yes.
Did that. Well, that's actually comforting. It's depressing, but it's comforting.
Right, but it's CNN and Los Angeles Times, New York Times. It's no different than the governor or the mayor.
That's correct.
And if they want to keep going down the sort of hyperbole scare porn path, then we're going to tune out even more. They don't realize that the harder they bang that drum, the less we listen.
Well, her claim was that scaring people about cigarette smoking worked.
Yeah, well, telling your kids the boogeyman's under the bed, so go to sleep or eat your vegetables. I mean, it's lying. If it's okay to lie, then it's okay to lie. But you're going to lose your constituency. People will stop listening. And it's insane that she is actually coaching up the government to essentially lie, which they're already doing. They've been lying.
Talking about that, Sean brought in the piece of data. Through June, remember I asked your son how many people, I didn't know the answer, how many people under 14 have died of COVID. As of June 17th, the number was, 26. 8 under 1 year, 5 1 to 4, 13 5 to 14. So we're talking about 0.013%. And for that, these kids should be scared and wear masks and not go to school.
And that's the information that people aren't getting.
That's right. They're not getting
at all. The news agencies won't report on that. Yeah, we're now at a point where everyone is just going to have to start deciding for themselves what's best for them, because there's clearly an agenda going on. And not only that, they're saying the stuff out loud that they're not supposed to be saying out loud. You're not supposed to announce we need to start scaring people before you start scaring people when you've been scaring people. You know, there's these people are bold and brazen and oftentimes stupid. That's a dumb article. You're not supposed to announce that we want the government to scare people.
That's a great point, but this is where we're headed. I have said this. This is really, I think, an important point. As I know, you know me well, but so. I studied Russian in order to read Pravda, the famous Soviet newspaper. At the top of Pravda, it said, organ of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union. There was more honesty in that sense in Pravda than in the New York Times, because it doesn't say organ of the Democratic Party.
Right. But I think people are starting to understand that.
That's the key. Adam Carolla and my movie is out, nosafespaces.com.